This is the video on how to repair your air hose the proper way. But first, let me show you how this problem was solved in the past. You insert that piece inside the air hose and you basically put a clamp. So for me, it's not really a long-term fix, it's just basically a quick fix. And here it is. This is a project I did recently. I installed that hose reel into the wall and I have available a 50 feet long hose. The problem is, if you run the air all the way through that hose and then connect it to the reel, you will lose a lot of pressure in the process. So I decided to cut the line and install the fitting that I had available in the local hardware store. And the final product, I'm not really happy about it. If you see, the rubber is basically protruding from the slits on the clamp. It's a metal piece that have sharp edges and you can cut yourself. Not to mention that it looks like that thing could just pop out from the reel. So I started looking on the internet and this is what I found. This is a reusable fitting to repair air hoses. You can just Google it, you can search it on Amazon. It's not going to be a hard item to find. So first step, removing the clamp. You will see that this repair fitting is really a quick fix. It's not really a long-term solution of the problem because the fitting could just pop out at any time. I don't really like it. So the second step on the process is to have a clean cut on the hose so you can have a proper fitting and you avoid any air leaks later on. And this is what you want. You want to have a reliable fitting that will last a long time and you won't have any air leaks further down the road. This is the section where you hook your quick connect fittings, and this is the section that goes inside the hose. The other part basically goes over the hose and you have to do a counterclockwise turn in order to get it in. It's a long process and probably you will burn some calories doing that. As you rotate the metal piece, make sure that the hose will touch the metal recess inside. This is very important in order to have a proper seal. So the next step is to insert the other piece. You don't need to put Teflon on the threads because the rubber is basically doing the trick. So at this point, the only thing to worry about is to rotate that piece all the way in so there's no air leaks. After this section is rotated all the way in, the section is supposed to look like one piece. This is the way it's supposed to look. And at this point, you have a regular hose. On my case, I needed to put quick connects, so I put Teflon on the threads and install the other coupler. I mentioned it before and I mention again. Make sure to tighten these couplers. These fittings that have to be tight in order to avoid any leaks. And after that is achieved, next step will be the pressure test. During this process, you have to take your proper precautions. I wouldn't stand too close to the equipment because you don't know what will happen to the fittings. So make sure that you're protected, that you're taking the proper steps to be safe. And remember, this is the first time you're putting pressure in the system. So release that pressure very, very slowly. After making sure that everything is safe, you can go in and put soapy water in the connectors to make sure that there's no leaks. And after that, you're good to go. So if you see the connector looks basically like it came from the factory this way, it's very clean when you compare it to the other one. I consider this a reusable fitting more of a long-term solution of the problem versus the other one. The other one, it could be okay for a couple days, but once you got that rubber being pressed with the clamp, it's not really a long-term solution. So at this point, you have a regular hose. You don't have to worry about it anymore. And this is the end of the video. So if you like it, let me know. Give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please post them on the comment section. Thank you for watching. Until the next one.